Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a really fascinating virtual tour right behind the closed doors of a Toastmasters meeting. We're going to demystify exactly what happens inside. So if you've ever wondered how people actually conquer that terrifying fear of public speaking, or how they refine their leadership skills in a supportive setting, well, you're in the exact right place.
Okay, let's dive into this. We've got a highly structured agenda today, which actually perfectly mirrors the precise timed flow of a real Toastmasters meeting. We'll start with the Toastmasters philosophy, then cover the 7 essential meeting roles, prepared speeches and evaluations, mastering impromptu speaking, and finally, achieving your personal goals.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the Toastmasters philosophy.
To truly grasp the impact of this framework, we really have to look at the sheer scale of it all. Over 4 million. I mean, that is an absolutely incredible number. More than 4 million people have used this exact system to become more confident speakers and leaders in their workplaces and communities. It's this massive worldwide network of people who are all working toward one common objective: better communication.
But here is the most surprising element of this massive global community. There are no designated teachers. None. Instead, the entire philosophy is built on a simple but powerful concept: learning by doing. You see, the learning doesn't happen by sitting back and passively taking notes from a lecturer. It happens by actively fulfilling tasks. You improve by actually getting up and giving a formal speech or taking on a specific meeting role, all within a highly supportive, peer-driven laboratory.
That brings us to Section 2, 7 essential meeting roles.
Taking on one of these roles isn't just about keeping the meeting organized, right? It's literally a core form of hands-on leadership practice. Every meeting kicks off with a club president, who introduces the first person on our list, the Toastmaster of the day, who acts as the host and MC. But they're definitely not running the show alone. There's a whole cast of characters: the awe counter, the grammarian, the timer, the evaluator, the table topics master, and the general evaluator. Their overarching purpose? To help members improve by providing constant, structured feedback.
Now, what's really interesting here is thinking about those unintended filler words. Just hearing those probably makes you wince a little bit, right? We all use these sounds when we panic and try to find our next thought. And that introduces us to a very specific and highly effective meeting role: the awe counter.
Let's break down the actual duties of some of these vital roles. The awe counter literally documents the exact number of filler words a member uses, and then gives a report at the end to build true self-awareness. Next up, the grammarian. They help members expand their vocabularies with a word of the day and call out exceptionally good language usage. And finally, the timer. They record the exact length of each speech and use physical timing lights to keep speakers strictly on track.
Then we've got the big picture leadership roles. Being the Toastmaster of the day is fantastic practice for running professional meetings because they do all the introductions and keep the whole event flowing smoothly. Meanwhile, the general evaluator is taking detailed notes on the entire meeting. They give specific feedback on the meeting's flow, suggest improvements for next time, and officially call for the reports from the awe counter, grammarian, and timer. Together, they make sure the whole shebang runs smoothly.
Moving right along to Section 3, prepared speeches and evaluations. This is the main event.
With the foundation in place, we reach the part of the meeting where at least 2 members take the floor to deliver formal presentations. Now, they don't just stand up and start talking blindly. They follow a highly structured 4-step process. First, they prepare using designated education manuals to hit specific objectives. Second, they usually meet with an evaluator beforehand to set goals. Third, they actually deliver the speech. And fourth, they receive specific, constructive feedback in front of the whole club.
So the crucial point is that this feedback isn't just some random opinion. After the speeches wrap up, the evaluators give feedback based on highly targeted objectives. They answer really specific questions like, did the speaker use their hands to gesture well? Did they control their voices? What do they do especially well? And what are some actionable ideas for improvement?
Now, I know the word evaluation can sound super intimidating to a new speaker, but I really want to reassure you here. Just listen to this quote straight from the source material. Think of it as having a friend watch you practice a speech and then give you helpful feedback. See, it's not a terrifying critique. In fact, speakers who prepare in advance usually find this to be the absolute greatest benefit of the club. It's all about that supportive, learn-by-doing environment.
All right, let's jump to Section 4, mastering impromptu speaking, also known as table topics.
In addition to the prepared speeches, a few minutes of every meeting are carved out for what is widely considered the most challenging, but honestly the most fun part of the whole event. Let's contrast the two styles. Prepared speeches are carefully pre-planned, manual-guided, and evaluated against tight objectives. Table topics? That requires total agility. It is entirely impromptu. The table topics master throws out unexpected questions, and members are called on to stand up and respond right there on the spot. No script, no warning.
And this brilliantly illustrates why this particular exercise is so critical. Think about your own life for a second. Where do we actually have to think fast? Where do we have to say just the right thing without a single second of prior warning?
Well, the answers are everywhere. Think about a job interview where you're suddenly hit with a curveball question, or a high-stakes sales meeting where a client raises a totally unexpected objection. Even just everyday dinner conversations where you want to articulate your point clearly. Honing your impromptu speaking skills during table topics is quite literally direct training for these real-world scenarios. It trains your brain to stay calm, structure a thought fast, and deliver it flawlessly under pressure.
Finally, we arrive at Section 5, Achieving Your Personal Goals.
In a physical meeting room, this is the moment when all the reports are done and the president calls the meeting to a close. But for us, this is where we shift the focus entirely to you. Everyone who joins a club like this comes in with a personal objective. Maybe you just want to become a more competent, polished presenter at work. Maybe you want to learn how to expertly run a meeting so it doesn't go off the rails. Or maybe you just want to think faster on your feet. Whatever it is, the core message is that you can absolutely achieve it if you participate in this structured system.
Which leaves us with one final, provocative question. So, what is your goal? Seriously, what is the one communication or leadership skill that's holding you back right now? I highly encourage you to reflect on that. And hey, if you're feeling inspired to finally tackle it, the source material suggests visiting Toastmasters.org to use their Find a Club tool and see this experience in action for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll catch you next time.